అప్పటికప్పుడు వెళ్ళలేం కదా.
ఏమి చూడాల్సిన ఏముంది
మరి ఎందుకు చూడాలనిపించింది?
You eat something, sir? You eat? There's plenty here. Still, I think I like this idli second this ucharu.
అదే ఉపహార దర్శనం.
రోజు మిమ్మల్ని బాధ పెట్టకుండా అక్కడి నుంచి తెచ్చుకుని తినచ్చు ఏమండి? What are 4 days we do? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday is coming, Monday. When are the Tuesday they are here. So Wednesday is up here. Rat, dream or anything. We allow the distraction is its nature. Concentrate is all. You will never have any, you don't need any ophthalmologist. So I was using glasses until I stopped completely reading. And now I don't use glasses at all. 2.75 is the power of my glasses. Only when I need to read is very small, and even then I don't read. Reading is responsible for all the eye problems. Not only reading books, but focusing on anything out there. If you say that it is a beautiful mountain, you want to see it longer than just sunrises, sunsets, everything goes, everything. No focusing on anything. You see, these problems even the animals have. They have cataracts problems, you know that? Amazing. And they have AIDS also now, they have found that. And in America, first time I found that, I think you also came to Barney's, they have cashmere, 100% cashmere sweaters for dogs and cats. I'm not joking. That is America. One person left
Arjuna's neighbor, lady, she was taking the dog, she had a nice sweater.
Yeah, dogs.
More expensive than the one I was wearing.
And one guy left $2 million for his dog. And the family members were fighting.
People you like.
I am telling you one thing, Chandrasekhar, you can record this, which I have already said. I have been everywhere in the world, every nation, every kind of people I have seen. There is absolutely no difference as far as basic responses are concerned. See, you know, exactly the same. No difference at all. The cultural input makes the differences. You worship God, Krishna, Rama, and Jesus, and Buddha there, and then Muhammad. And in the socialistic and communist countries, Stalin, Lenin, why Lenin, that bastard there, you see. And Leningrad, they named that city. After the death of communism, they went back to St. Petersburg. When Stalin was finished, they went back to Volgrad. So that's all you can do. Gandhi Nagar, Gandhi Street, Gandhi Bazaar, Gandhi... That's all you can do. What else you can do? Why? That is the only way. Even Brahmachari wanted to name a street in Mysore next to his house, UG Street. And then he wanted to invite the mayor and have a function and all that. I told him that is a urinal spot. Everybody is urinating there. Is that all that I deserve? True. The dogs are shitting in that street. No. Now it is different. You see.
Yeah, now there is a multi-story apartment has come.
Apartment has come there. So I don't want to be reduced to that. You see. Naming a street, UG Street, UG Nagar. What for? Useless guy is the most appropriate way of translating the two letters UG, not universal God, not this, that or that.
If you are asked to choose the company of somebody,
not your company.
Russia.
You are my enemy number one, public enemy number one.
At least any other person, Indians.
Yes,
Russians.
Suguna, I have the greatest regard, respect for her.
He named. No, cheaper as he named.
So,
the kind of persons of the world.
Yours, you see, is secondary. Because of her, you become important to me, not on your own.
No.
You get this and get this.
I know it.
Get this.
I know that.
You are the luckiest guy to have her, you see, you know. More than that, Valentine was the luckiest person. I don't know, I can't even envisage what would have happened to her. I am a heartless man, butcher. I would have dumped her somewhere in some old people's home. There is no way, no adequate way that anybody can compensate the love with which they treated her. So the children, everybody in the family, she was so lucky. And so that's all. And too late for her to express her gratefulness, thankfulness. At least she left behind this guy who is expressing her sentiments which cannot be expressed by her. Although you see, when he didn't believe that. They announced Valentine's death to me, and if they didn't get it, my granddaughter called me and said Valentine died yesterday night, and they are waiting for Suguna. She was not there. And then I said all these people were there, jury was also there. So many people were sitting when this news was conveyed to me. Do you know what the first thing I said? Tell Chandrasekhar to take out the gold fillings of her teeth.
Was that true?
True.
True, you didn't tell me.
I didn't tell you, but I told her to convey this to Mahesh, Chandrasekhar Babu.
I see. Yes. And I spoke to you.
Then you say, if we couldn't get the line, I called you.
Yeah.
Then I said two things. You see, she's a foreigner, and the police have to give the permission to cremate her, and they will take their own sweet time. She should be disposed of as quickly as possible. Call the Prime Minister's office and ask that guy to tell this Superintendent of Police, and immediately they got he visited and handed over. I don't know what he did. And third thing is what to do is to cremate and then dump the ashes. And he said, where? Kaveri River near Mysore. And so he dumped the ashes and sat there on the banks of the river and was looking at. This is his story. And the ashes
Inside the water.
You were sitting inside the water.
I was
Neck deep. Neck deep in the water. All right, correction accepted. You see. And then he saw all the ashes coming up, taking the shape of Valentine. And UG appeared there and then gave a helping hand to her. We walked into the outer space.
Into the sun.
Oh my God, even to the sun? No, but this is outer space is better. You have that in the book anywhere? The miracles UG performed.
I didn't mention.
UG's miracles.
Editorial prerogatives. They worked. So many things he has doctored.
Boom. Narayanamurti, in your notebook, but you don't have a separate book on the miracles UG.
It will come.
Huh?
It will come. Unedited, abridged,
After my death, I don't. When he first came to Switzerland, on his way back from his visit to General Motors, all my friends gathered around him. They wanted to know more about me, his impressions of UG. He was talking about the miracles that UG performed. I was also listening with great interest. And then I said to myself, is he talking about Sai Baba or UG? He was talking about Sai Baba's miracle. I don't believe that there are any miracles. How can I perform miracles? What's that? Why you are showing that kind of a face?
No, he can't agree, sir. I don't agree with what you said. Yes.
It doesn't
You have not done, sir.
Anyway,
need any agreement or disagreement.
Out of all the people, then if you are left with the asked to choose the American.
It's very difficult, Jensen.
Country national.
Very difficult. You see, it's not that I give very clever answers. Many times those people who interview me ask me this question. You are the most widely traveled, even Guinness's World Book of Records, they want to put me because I'm one of the most widely traveled person. They send me a questionnaire like the biographical notes on authors. You remember from the Oxford University? Who is who? So they wanted something about me. I'm not an author, you see, I'm illiterate. How can I write books? And another thing, you see, that comes immediately below Krishnamurti. So I said, no. And then what I was saying, they asked me, which country do you like most? I have a standard answer. I have no particular feeling for India. I don't care for America. I am not fond of Switzerland, and these are the three countries where I have spent most of my life. See, 50 years of my life there. And I am indifferent to the rest of the world. They think it's a very clever answer. No, it is not a clever answer. I tell you, there was a time when I was at home, anywhere and everywhere in the world. Anywhere. In strangest countries, South Africa, I didn't go there. Almost threw me out because I didn't have a visa. I told them I'm going to Victoria Falls. It's very strange that you are going via South Africa to the Victoria Falls. You can't even enter this country without a visa. At that time we had to get it from India, not from the airport. And the policeman also was sitting next to me until I got into the flight. That was my situation in South Africa. Now I don't even want to go there. And then I felt at home everywhere in the world. Now strange situation I am in. I don't feel at home anywhere. Nowhere I feel at home. So it can't be restlessness. How can it be restlessness? My movement, whatever explanation I give, answer I give, you don't accept it because I don't want anything to grow around me. You see. No groups of people, no institutions, no organizations, nothing. You see. So that is the reason why I am constantly moving. I don't even want any family to build their lives with me in the center of their life, around my life. That also I don't want. See. Although cannot be applied to this country today. So nobody even cares for this country. I am telling you. They don't even mention India anywhere. Unless you have some event like, say, the bomb or something else, you see, then that becomes very important for them because this explosion is putting them also into a difficult situation. See, that is the reason why they have to talk about it, condemn it, although they also have the nuclear weapons. They don't want anybody to have nuclear weapons. Why you should have, why not? You invited that guy to this country. So cancel that invitation. First thing you have to do. Hello? Has no business to impose sanctions on a country like this with 1 billion people simply because you exploded this bomb. Number one. Do you know their answer? Do you know why they even want him to visit? So that this president can visit America. This prime minister can be there as the guest of that country, you see. So that is the only reason why these guys don't do it, you see. You know, if he doesn't come to this country, it is no loss. And second thing that India has to do is, you see, you borrowed $47.5 billion from the World Bank and what is the other one? IMF. $47.5 billion you owe to those countries. What you should do is, take out all the money you have in all the countries from all the banks. First, number one, otherwise they will block. And tell those bastards, we are going to block and not pay 1 cent of $47.75 billion. First you must take it out, you see, in all those countries. And they can go to the international court and get a judgment in their favor. How the hell they are going to recover it from us? That's the only thing that they will understand. Nothing else they will understand. No, we can't do that kind of a thing. It is not a moral position. I am not interested. What is it that they are doing? They are not ready to do this. You know, another thing I want to tell you, my banker in Switzerland, very experienced banker, he is about to retire, so they put him there so that he can have more time for himself. And his closest friend was the chief banker in Switzerland. And I was with him, this my bank manager or agent or whatever you call, and this guy showed up to spend some time with this man. And then we were talking about, you see, the world situation, the dollar and all that. And I made a statement to the effect the dollar is a banana republic currency. And while you are supporting that dollar, you see, propping it up and preventing it from falling as low as its actual buying power is, artificially you are lifting up. And another thing is that, you see, the only way you can tell those bastards, teach them a lesson, is to do what I am going to tell you.
Yes, we know.
After
yes, we know.
Oh my God. That is the age.
हम बहुत अच्छे आप कैसे हो?
Hey, हिंदी मत बोलिए।
हिंदी
Every language is.
अच्छा ये से बात करिए
So many people here and so without this selectivity and censorship. That's all. Not that he sees everything, he doesn't see nothing there. He sees nothing. He doesn't see the tree as round. It is flat for the physical eye. You understand? So it is not that you say, I am not a genius because you think I am an enlightened man who knows everything. You can carry on a conversation for hours and hours with the bankers, with the economists, with the politicians, and then you see the scientists. How come? You see, because you are bringing me up to date. See, basics I studied. My advanced physics was kindergarten physics at that time. 60 years ago, I did physics, chemistry, and nonsense. Botany. 250 natural orders I studied. Just like that, I can find out the name of the tree and the whole series. And I had to do it. And so, what am I saying?
You are not answered.
No. There is no easy answer for that question.
So
It is not.
But earlier you were saying Russians you like as a people.
No,
You like to the Americans.
No, there is a common. No. There is now. You say, I must say that there is a common factor between the Indians and Russians. All of us are slaves here, and so the Russians also were slaves. So that's
You
all.
like them because they were slaves.
That's all. I knew
he
that.
liked them because they had the spiritual quality, he said.
No, they had some mystical.
Leanings.
Not leanings. They don't have the strains you can find in them. You see, that was a. I never had any. The only thing I praised them for, admired them for, was this. You see, they kept these guys in their tracks. They could not.
How this can go hand in hand with mysticism and
There is not the way it is here in this country. Not the way it is. Even in China today, all the monasteries are there. They have not destroyed them. And who goes there? All very old people, 90 years, 95-year-old people go there. So it doesn't matter whether they go there or go to any other place. But they don't mind these old people. But what I am emphasizing, first, goal has to go. You see, the spiritual goal, or whatever, the beauty, music, aesthetics. Then you see, this is not important. You are trying to avoid this and keep doing that. You see, that is the problem here. That is why I told you, in Jai Krishnamurti, the crudest way. See, why you are dragging all these boys to Hastachal to watch sunrises and sunsets. And they are not interested. And what is the difference between looking at that and the naked breasts of a naked woman? What is the difference between the two? Both are the same. So when both are the same, they have to be, not just to say both are the same. You see, then you won't look at this, you won't look at that. Both of them. No question of, you see, not doing this and doing that. That will go. So that is what has happened to me. You see, there is no good and bad, there is no right and wrong, there is no good and evil. You are all caught up in that. So you are trying to rise above them both. You are trying to have one without the other. That is the problem, human situation. And the way it should be solved is not to choose one, not the other. You don't even rise above those things, but you just are not caught up in them. Either the right thing or the wrong thing, good thing or bad thing. So if that is the case, you will never do anything what the society calls evil, bad, wrong. If by any mistake you do something which the society does not approve of your action, whatever punishment they give, you will take it gracefully. Never resist them. Never fight for them, you see. So I have no rights at all in this world. So I don't have any duties. So India emphasizes duties and all the other Western countries rights, you see. So only duties are more important, not duty. So you see, I have no rights there or anywhere. So duties also are not there. You know. I don't have any duties because I don't have any. You can shoot me and say that you see. That is what is the problem is most subversive man. Yes, what I am saying is subversive to you, first individually. Since there is no collective action, they can't get me. I have no organization, I am not preaching, I am not doing anything. If this unfortunately happens to be a subversive thing, too bad. Don't come, don't listen. So if the people say that you don't talk, what you are saying is dangerous, I don't talk. It's not because I am frightened or I will be punished. If you don't want me to talk, fine, I don't want to talk. Why should I talk? Because my talking is not to help you, to free you from anything. I'm just focusing. This is the situation we are in. That's all. 3 o'clock we close that. We set out and have some, what is that, constitutional book. 4 days, nobody. Not going to see anybody. Tomorrow the day after. Tuesday, tomorrow? Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 4 days. Sunday the guy is coming, the judge, and then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday they are here. 7th I get out of this. Get out. Go to the airport. The teachings of Krishnamurti, a case study. He's talking about Krishnamurti, centenary gathering of Krishnamurti, not one word. You know.
He wrote an article on science of spirituality.
ABC ఎక్కడ దొరుకుతాయి ఇంటర్వ్యూస్ ABC
I think so. Here it is thinking aloud. Public Broadcasting System, PBS, United States of America, interview with Dr. Jeffrey Mishlaw. October 8, 3 segments, half an hour, and 1 hour.
అడ్రస్ ఎవరి
Whatever they don't supply, I don't like it. Oh, you have all translations, Dutch, French, German, Italian, Polish, Spanish, Yugoslavian, so many languages. They translated all these books. Cancero. Thinking aloud. Their programs, not mine. And the next step in human evolution. Interview with Mahesh Bhatt, Doordarshan. These are all radio and television. Given rise to the destroyers, both Eastern and Western. They include on the Western side Einstein, Heisenberg, Gödel, Forster, Derrida, and Wahl. And on the Eastern side, U.G. Krishnamurti, only one fellow. All have offered us compelling evidence of the limits of mankind's knowledge. When this is fully understood, it will rob the Western world to its very core. That is, I don't know who he is. Nihilism. Nihilist. These are the quotations, the first quotation of U.G. Krishnamurti. All of them, all the scientists, Derrida and U.G. Krishnamurti. Spirituality is the invention of the mind, and the mind is a myth. And then the Vedic stuff is no more helpful. It was invented by some acid heads after drinking some soma juice. They will tell me. You want to see meaning in your life? As long as you persist in searching for purpose or meaning to life, so long whatever you are doing will seem purposeless and meaningless. The hope you have of finding meaning is what is causing the present state of meaninglessness. There may not be any meaning other than this. Anything you want to be free from for whatever reason, is the very thing that can free you. You have to be free from the very thing you want to be free from. Your search for happiness is prolonging your unhappiness. These are all the quotations. So many things. Freedom exists not in finding answers, but in the dissolution of all questions. And nothing needs changing. You must accept life as it is. All I can really guarantee you is that as long as you are searching for happiness, you will remain unhappy. It is life expressing itself, that's all. You needn't impose a meaning upon it. Your thinking determines what you can become conscious of. These are all different things picked up, I don't know from where. There is nothing to get, there is nothing to find or to find out. The understanding that there is nothing to understand is all there is. Even that is an inferential statement. In other words, there is nothing to understand. Your problem is not how to get something from somebody, but how to reject everything that is offered by anybody and everybody. It is the search itself, no matter how noble you may think it is, that is disturbing you. Not answers, but the ending of questions is the important thing. Related links: Gödel's incompleteness theorem, constructivism, Principia cybernetics, and then the dog glossary and UG. All this kind of things. Some of them are so many things. Not the whole thing, it is so big. This is what I said about widest newspaper coverage. Not now, I stopped it. About my book, Sunday Observer, he who buys and reads my book needs must be a damn fool. Said UG when I asked him about his own impressions about that book. Mind is, you are not a very nice man, UG, you know. If you rob the average man of the illusions of his life, you rob him of his happiness at one stroke. Kushwant Singh I read before. To him the human being is a biological organism, that's all. And the body itself is very intelligent, concerned with only its survival. UG takes us to the brink of an abyss, exhausting the potential of Krishnamurti's philosophy, and indeed destroys it completely and totally. This is a paper. While this makes him a festering splinter that never goes away. To quote one of his followers, he does perform this salutary and necessary function in this world. I don't know what it is. What are the chances of getting into the natural state? Not a chance, says UG. In fact, a rapist, a murderer, a con man, a thief has as much a chance, if not a better chance, than all the religious aspirants put together. What is this paper? It is also Sunday Observer. Kushwant Singh, what irritates UG is that despite his denunciation of religion and God-man, a growing number of religiously inclined men and women hang on to every word he says and even regard him as a modern messiah. According to him, the cause and effect theory was fallacious and operated within the religious framework, while he is agreed with me that the death was a full stop to consciousness and everything. He holds that our economic existence continued in a different shape. And that also I could not comprehend. I gave up the battle with him. He had too many words in his armory for me to contend with. And he has the spiritual energy of demonic proportions. Kushwant Singh. Same thing, man. This is interesting. Looking to U.G. Krishnamurti for solace can be like journeying to the Sahara to escape the summer heat. This is that is Times of India. Why are you laughing, sir?
He's telling me perfectly true.
Some journalist, Indian Express, why are you talking to me? You have to earn a living by talking to me after all. UG tells the report.
No, long term it changes.
Sir, this is the Times of India. Sir, Indian Express correspondent once. She was very angry. Why are you talking to me? She said. You earn a living by talking to me after all. UG said and threw her out. Very bad. Nehru's paper in Lucknow. Communism as a political ideology has turned into another warty outgrowth of the old religious thought. He thinks that Mr. Gorbachev has sold out to the West. He has done his part and the Soviet people should pass him by. UG, however, wants Russia that all sorts of religious sects will attempt to fill the vacuum created by the collapse of communism and will take the masses for a ride. This was when 1991.
Japan is also giving the concession 50% on the. So how much would it be for the bomb?
50% under concession.
No battle bomb.
Okay. Yes, yes. I can also use it.
How much would it be? Yes, on the class. Yes.
Yeah, this is interesting. National Herald again, Nehru's paper. They are reviewing the book Mystique of Enlightenment. Can and will do more to awe and alarm a wide range of people, especially those who are caught up in the treadmill of traditions, trapped in the currently fashionable teachings of Krishnamurti, and all those who are bamboozled by the sensational gimmicks of the gurus of today. That is the review. ఏం చేస్తున్నారు all that we see, sir. 4 days we are free. Here is also National Herald. Science is as much a menace to mankind as any other system of thought. We have no doubt reaped immense benefits from the discoveries of science, which have resulted in the high-tech and technology. But can you get away from the fact that its benefits have not percolated down to the common man? Science is as much an aberration, and aberrant as religion is. Unfortunately, it has become the handmaid of the state and the tool in the hands of those leaders of mankind. I don't know when I... All right, sir. Bye-bye. Tomorrow onwards I am not here. Thank you. I see. Where? Trichy. All right. Bye-bye. Thank you. Mr. Chandrasekhar, the ex-Prime Minister, said that it was a privilege and honor to meet a person of the stature of UG. What? That was also Indian Express and all the papers. Well, that's it. Where is the major? Huh? 50%,
50%.
2,541 fish, 1 acre.
Economic was 2,000 to Bombay. Half. That is economy. First business class is 6,600.
Both Jet Airways and Indian Airlines, they give the
So I can also take that and go from here to Bombay. I don't want to go to Bombay. If I can get out of Madras, I will be glad. Major is ready to drive me there. And
from here to Madras.
no, I prefer to. ఏదైనా మేజర్ మీరు వెళ్ళిపోతున్నారా? సో యు ఆర్ లీవింగ్ మిస్టర్ టుడే?
Tomorrow night. But from tomorrow you can meet. There is a separate, we have 3 meetings, sir.
Yeah.
Special meeting.
How can I avoid you?
I am ready.
By 3 o'clock, sir.
3:20 is it? It is 3:20 now.
మీటింగ్ మనం రాకుండా
ఎక్కడ పోతారు?
ఎక్కడికైనా
స్వామి
పోయి
వెళ్ళిపోతున్నాడా రేపు? స్వామి వెళ్ళిపోతున్నాడు.
స్వామి రేపు రాత్రి
ఒక నెల కరెక్ట్, ఒక నెల కాదు 3 weeks.
నెల
3 weeks.
3 weeks you are here? They are not there. You know, in my lecturing days, I used all kinds of things. Always I used something to attract the attention of the people. This story I told you before. There was one very famous speaker who belonged to a church, and he addressed every kind of gathering there in his career outside the church. And he always started his talk with this statement, why are we all here? And then he would go on and on and on and on, explaining why they are all here, what will help them and all this talk and that. So once he was invited to a mental hospital, and he was asked to address the inmates of the mental hospital. And then he started, why are we all here? And one guy got up and said, even before he continued, we are all here because we are not there. Finished. Had to walk out. So, ఏమంటే ఏం చేస్తాం మన ప్రోగ్రామ్?
First is to get to the gate, then decide which direction to take.
No, first we have to ask them leave. Take it easy, sir. You are leaving tonight.
Yeah, tonight.
Yeah. See, you also leave tonight,
He
right?
has so many operations dropped today. He has to.
Because of what you told him this story.
No.
Yeah.
No, actually, I didn't.
He didn't even tell me
I
that
didn't even tell him that you have come here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he somehow came to know about it and immediately ran to my sister's house.
No. Oh, photo.
వాళ్ళిద్దరు నిలబడినారు.
I don't never stop them. You don't ask the tree or the chair, can I take a photo like that? I will never say no.
I will give you.
100 rupees more.
No, the change or something.
ఇది కూడానా? ఎందుకు ఇంట్లో చాలా ఉన్నాయి ఫోటోస్ ఆల్రెడీ.
అది ఎలా రాదు,
ఏది
అది ఏదో రాదు.
ఇవేం చేస్తారు? ఇప్పుడు ఆయన మేజర్ హ్యాస్ ఫౌండ్ సంథింగ్ సార్. మేజర్
కూర్చోండి.
ఆల్వేస్ ఆస్క్ ఫోటో.
వీచక్రంలో మ్యూజిక్
అందరినీ యూ కెన్ టేక్ ది హోల్ లాట్. మీరు కూడా సో మెనీ.
వైరాంగిల్ లెన్స్. వైరాంగిల్ లెన్స్ మంచి.
ఓ ఐ సీ. మీరు ఎన్ని డెవలప్ చేయించారా? ఆయన డెవలప్ చేయాలి. కూర్చోండి. అదేం కింద కూర్చోడానికి
కింద కూర్చుంటే ఫ్రీగా ఉంటుంది, బ్రేక్ ఎక్కువ కలిసి వస్తుంది. నేను పెడుతున్నాను.
థ్యాంక్ యూ. మీరు సోనియా గాంధీని ప్రైమ్ మినిస్టర్ చూద్దానండి. నా చేతిలో లేదు.
అలాగే చూద్దాం.
ఆయన కూడా
వెంకటేశ్వర
వాళ్ళు దాన్ని వచ్చి
ఆయన వాళ్ళ బండిలో పెడతారు
లేదు వాళ్ళ పని అంటే అది సార్ వాళ్ళు వెళ్ళిపోయి ఉంది తర్వాత వచ్చాను ప్లాన్